You know, in school, when the teacher would ask a question and it would just get real quiet, and they might say, raise your hand if you want to answer this question. And they'll ask it, and the room will be completely silent. Nobody wants to raise their hand. And then, because the question's tough, and some people are scared to feel stupid, some people, genuinely don't know the answer. Some people know the answer, but they are afraid of what if that's not the answer, right? Some people know exactly what the question is, yet they don't raise their hand. Some people know the answer and they just don't want to they don't want the spotlight on them. I feel like that same situation can be compared to entrepreneurship and starting your own business. There's a lot of people in the world asking questions. I need this. I need a car. I need a new shirt. I need a house. And the people who raise their hands are the entrepreneurs who go out of their way to acquire what somebody's needing, right? They're the students who go out of their way to read the textbook and acquire the knowledge to answer the questions that the teacher's asking. But not only do they acquire the knowledge, but they raise their hand. They put themselves out there, whether it be through social media, whether it be through Craigslist advertisement, whether it be through a billboard, right? Marketing is raising your hand in class. Hey, I know the answer, right? And sometimes sometimes there's an overflow of marketing, right? Sometimes the teacher asks a question and it's like, me, pick me, right? Same way when you go outside and you see a billboard here, you see a billboard there, you see an ad there, you see an ad here. There's a fly flying around here, by the way. It's just one. I got a couple fly traps, but yeah, he should leave on his own. As long as there's no food around, he should leave. Or when you're online, right, and you're watching YouTube and you get an ad every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, another ad here, another ad there, and then you got an ad in the sidebar, right? Or when you go on Amazon and you see the sponsored, right? Whatever you type in on Amazon, there's like 4 sponsored. The first like 4 or 5 are like sponsored. Sometimes like 1 or 2, right? That's marketing. That's people raising, hey, pick me. I know the answer. You need fly traps? I got them. I got fly traps, right? And you're the teacher asking, hey, who has the best fly traps, right? And these entrepreneurs, these companies acquire what you need and then they raise their hand and they say, hey, pick me. I know it, right? And sometimes you pick them and you get the product and it's not quite what you wanted, right? It's not quite what you wanted. The same way sometimes you might raise your hand to answer a question in class and it might be the wrong answer, right? But then you get reviews. And as an entrepreneur, you try to innovate your product. You try to tailor your product to what people would want, what people desire, right? If you're a successful business, which most businesses do not make it, I think it's like 90% of all businesses fail. It's not an easy game. It's not always easy answering the questions that people have. I still got to give credit to those people though, right? Even though 90% fail, that's a lot of entrepreneurs, that's a lot of businesses created, right? It's a lot of people who said, hey, I think I know the answer, right? I know the answer, pick me. At least they tried. They tried to answer a question. So I always give credit to entrepreneurs, especially now that I've been on my own entrepreneur journey. I really resonate with it's crazy to say that too. I'm still kind of settling in to it. It's cool though. It's really cool and it's powerful. It's something that is, you know, I feel like I just wish everyone could experience it at some point, you know, in some way, shape, or form. Um, you know, the freedom, the agency. It's also a lot of work too. That's another thing that, you know, I think keeps people kind of comfortable working for someone else instead of, you know, having people work for you. It's just a lot of work. You know, it's just a lot. Wearing a lot of hats. Um, but I think every entrepreneur starts off with that first hand raise and that first kind of bit of risk and bravery to say, you know, hey, I think I have the answer. Um, and you know, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. And again, it's just about reiterating, you know, hey, I can learn this thing. I didn't get it right this time. I'm going to go back to the book. I'm going to stay on top of current events. I'm going to stay on top of trends. I'm going to see what people want and I'm going to try to give that to them. This fly is having a field day in here, man. It's just open house. That fly will never understand what it's like to raise his hand in class and risk getting an answer wrong. I remember when I got really into studying and like, you know, being on top of my classes, man. I was raising my hand left, right, and center, fast too. I was raising my hand fast because I knew the answer, and you know, I wasn't afraid to say it. I wasn't afraid to have people look at me. Um, Even some of the more risky ones, right? Some teachers will ask like kind of niche information questions, and you know, I just give it my best shot. If I'm stupid, then I'm stupid, and I'll learn, you know, and I'll learn. And you know, some teachers will let you kind of live it down. Some teachers will let you save face. Other teachers kind of like looking at you like, yo, you're way off. um, but yeah, I like a lot of people are gonna let you. They're gonna let you down easy, even in business too, right? But but some won't, right? Some are gonna expect the most from you. Um, Others are gonna understand like, okay, this person tried their best, right? We're all human. That person tried their best. That wasn't the right answer I was looking for, but they tried and I appreciate it, you know? Um, and yeah, those are good customers. Those are nice customers. You know, the people who go back up to McDonald's with the sandwich like, hey, I ordered a coffee earlier. Um, Cold brew, one pumpkin flavor, and a cold foam on the top. And I got it, and there was no foam on the top. And so, you know, I'm looking at it, and I was like, is this me? They're like, yeah, this is you. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't see any foam on top. I was like, I got this with the cold foam too. And they were like, they were like, hold on. Took the top off, changed the top to like a taller top. I actually still have it. I'm just put it in my freezer and kind of just didn't really get to drink it. But yeah, he gave me the foam and I was a happy customer. I said thanks a lot. He said no problem. I walked out, you know. So, you know, I raised my hand. I had a question. Hey, can I get a coffee with cold foam pumpkin? they gave me what they thought, they thought they answered my question. They gave me the pumpkin, they gave me the cold brew, they missed the cold foam, right? And I let them, I just said, oh no, actually I had cold foam on it as well. I ordered cold foam, and they corrected, and it was all good. Some people would crash out, that's not what I ordered, da 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 da. Some people take a more abrasive approach. But Dunkin' Donuts is successful because they continuously raise their hand, right? And those employees in that shop continuously try to meet the needs of the customer. They try to answer the questions of their customer. So I say all that to say, as an entrepreneur, just keep answering questions. Find out what questions people are asking. And just try your best. All right.